Welcome to County Magazine, a chance to find out what's new across Fairfax County. I'm Brian Ashby. On this edition, we'll get the inside scoop on the George Mason University women's basketball season from the head coach herself. We'll examine sustainability at scale with one of the county's green business partners. And we'll talk trash with a supervisor at Solid Waste Management. Plus, put on your walking shoes and get out on the new trails linking communities on Route 50. Women's basketball is one of the country's fastest growing sports. With its exciting pace, sophisticated gameplay, and generations of new players just waiting in the wings, it's no wonder why. Recently, our cameras dropped in on a George Mason University women's basketball practice and got the skinny on the season from head coach Vanessa Blair-Lewis. Check it out.
Oh, it's been really good for us. We are looking at 4-0 right now. Just really excited about coming into the conference season after last year's season, just being so successful. For us, the non-conference prepared us for this conference journey. Counting the W's in games is just, background noise. For me, it's every single day that I get up over these 20 years to be able to pour into the lives of these young women. Every day that I get up to get to do this is a win. And I count the losses too, because those are the days that I get to show up and teach them how to win.
It's exciting. It's fun sharing the same goals and same energy with people that you see every day. It's a huge commitment. You have to love it. Just D1 in general, you have to be able to love it. You have to have fun with it. So being here is just amazing.
I just think that you see a very confident, strong, physically present woman that is not afraid, right? That doesn't cower down, and that they have personalities. They're not just athletes. We have half of our team this last semester of the fall are over 3.5 GPA students. They are confident both on the court and in the classroom. Right now, women's basketball is the fastest growing sports segment in the world. Everyone watches women's sports. Everybody sees those shirts around and hats. It's an exciting brand. George Mason has always been on the women's side, to me, a sleeping giant. Not so much on the men's side, right? Because we did a little thing in 2006 here. But I think that same territory is ripe. That same ground is fertile for us to do it on the women's side. And what better place than Fairfax? We should be Nova's team. There are no other Division I schools within, a 2-hour radius. Like, this is fertile ground for that. We had a kids game and over 4,100 people here. I couldn't even hear myself talk in timeouts. But you know what? We saw something happen this summer. This summer we were able to host 2 WNBA games. And the entire stadium was full. And they were filled with wanting to watch women play basketball. And so I know if we can do 4,100 Fairfax, we can do 10,000. They're committing to growing to be the next generation of leaders, of female leaders, of breaking the ceiling. And I used to say a couple of years ago, we haven't had anybody female that occupied a seat in the White House. And now we can say we've done that, right? But now we want to be the president of the White House, right? We want to be the president of the country. Like, I just want them to know that whether they have a life in politics, cybersecurity, teaching, whatever it is, to be the best that you can be, and know that if there are any walls there, that we're ready to break them down.
They're really strong on leadership. They just want to make sure that we get our best anything in life. Just want to make sure we're set for life, not even just on the basketball court. We're a unique team, and we're, it's still early in the season. We're still doing conference right now, but we're on a roll right now, and it's exciting. Just being on the floor with my teammates, it's exciting. I love sharing the court with them, getting wins. Even the losses are, you get different things out of each and every one of them, but it just makes your bond closer.
Come with us and join us, please. You can go to Instagram, Mason WBB, or GoMason.com. with all of the information, insights, highlights, background information, we play so much better when the community is here because we are, in effect, playing for the community. Come out and support us. We want to pack this bank.
Fairfax County partners with local businesses that prioritize sustainability in their business models to benefit people, planet, and profit. One such green business partner, BXP, owns and runs the Reston Town Center with a mission to remain true to that welcoming Reston vision while creating a greener and more resilient business community. Here's more.
Fairfax County's Green Business Partners program recognizes businesses leading in sustainability, and BXP is a standout. As the owner and property manager of Reston Town Center, BXP operates sustainably across 4.9 million square feet of workplaces, 50 retailers, 30 restaurants, and over 2,000 residential homes. It's the first developer-owned community in the U.S. with LEED Platinum certification for cities and communities, reflecting BXP's commitment to advancing climate action in the community.
So the aspiration of urban planners today is to have a 15-minute city where everything is walkable or bikeable within 15 minutes, an environment for living, working, and playing. This was very much the spirit in which Reston was designed 50 years ago. So here we are, BXP today, as stewards of Reston Town Center. All of us want to make sure that this is a highly amenitized, vibrant city that lives up to the aspiration of Reston Town Center when it was founded. Recently, we delivered a 1.3 megawatt solar canopy on top of the Green Garage here in Reston. It's a triple bottom line winner for people, planet, and profit. For people, it provides covered parking. For planet, it reduces greenhouse gas emissions over 400 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent a year. And for profit, it reduces our energy costs.
So BXP uses technology to help in our sustainability efforts. We work with the third-party vendor with an online platform to monitor our electricity usage. That allows us to detect anomalies or unusual usage that we shouldn't be experiencing, and allows us to make changes in our operation or corrections or repairs in a timely manner without waiting for the next billing cycle to complete to realize we have a problem. And by doing so, that results in savings in operating expenses for the buildings, and it makes us better stewards of our environment. We have stormwater management systems. One of them's very large underground storage at one of our buildings where we filter the water as it comes into the system, and we store it up and then release it gradually into the county system so it does not ever overwhelm the system, so it makes very minimal impact from the site. Additionally, on that same site, we collect all the rainwater from the rooftops and store it in a cistern down in the parking garage levels where it's filtered and then reused to supply water to our cooling towers for use by our HVAC system, which creates a substantial water savings on an annual basis.
These systems are part of BXP's sustainable site management approach, reducing the operational carbon footprint of their business, the properties they develop and run. At Reston Town Center, BXP supports green transportation by providing EV charging stations in all their parking garages and a shuttle that runs continuously between the Metro Silver Line station and the town center throughout the day. And Capital Bike Share stations, bike racks, and bike storage make cycling easy for their employees, residents, and visitors.
We have a few other interesting things in place here in Reston. We have a rooftop garden on one building where we grow vegetables, which we distribute to our clients. We also have some beehives on a building where we promote beekeeping and the population of bees in the area, and that generates a fair amount of honey, which we distribute to our clients on a regular basis. At least annually, we do our Hour 4 event here in Reston, which is Reduce, Reuse, Recycle Reston. During 2024, we collected 700 pairs of glasses, 2.7 tons of paint, 14 tons of home electronics, and 20 tons of shredded paper. All that avoided the landfill.
And there's this saying that chance favors the prepared mind, sustainability favors the prepared company. For our clients, visitors at Reston Town Center, we want them to see what we're doing here is bringing progress to the town center, is helping them make progress in their own lives. It might be a public park or an event or a green garage canopy, that there are very visual demonstrations that reflect our values and the shared values of the Reston community.
BXP's commitment to sustainability perfectly reflects the mission of Fairfax County's Green Business Partners program. As a Green Business Partners leader, BXP sets the standard for environmental stewardship, inspiring greener practices, and a more resilient business community.
We see them on the streets in the early morning. We drive by them as they jump from their trucks. We may even take them and what they do for us for granted. But imagine life without them. Meet Martin Gomez, a supervisor of trash collection for Fairfax County, and learn what it's like to serve county residents in one of the toughest jobs out there.
Hey everybody! Today we're at Solid Waste Newington facility. This is where we keep all of our trash and recycling trucks, leaf collection trucks, as well as other equipment. And we're going to meet Martin Gomez today. He is the senior maintenance supervisor. He is in charge of making sure that all of our trucks are in tip-top condition before they go out on the road.
My name is Martin Gomez. I've been in the county for 4.5 years.
Hey Martin, good to see you. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
So can you share a little bit about what you do?
As a route supervisor, the first thing we do is come in, we get on the computer, we check the reports from the previous day from GVS album to make sure that if there are any vehicles that were down the day before, that they're ready for pickup. Okay. We also check the closing reports to make sure that all the trucks that came in came back empty, and if there was an issue on the route and maybe it came back loaded, we get that truck taken out to get dumped first thing in the morning. After that, we just go have our daily meetings with our crews, talk about safety, talk about any issues that arise in during the previous day. After that, we just pretty much get on the computer. We have a lytic system where we can track every truck, and we keep up with the daily routes, and we radio them and let them know how things are going on the route. And pretty much until the end of the shift, we pretty much do that.
Okay, so what's a typical route? Like how many houses?
Typical route, depending on what you do. If it's a trash route, you get about 800 to maybe 1,000 homes.
Wow.
And if recycle's a little bit bigger, so recycle it'd be about 1,100 to 1,300 homes.
How did you get into this job anyway? Like what led you to solid waste?
I got my CDL when I was 20.
CDL is
my commercial driver's license. Okay. I was just a poor kid trying to find his way, and one of my family members was like, hey, let's go get the CDL, and I ended up going, and thank God that I was able to get it, and I just stumbled into trash, and I was looking for a job, and a lot of places didn't want to give a young person experience because of issues with insurance and stuff, and I got my chance, and it's been really life-changing for me.
So what is the best part of your job?
Well, for me personally, I really enjoy working with the guys, working as a team, making sure that we come here, we do a good job, we care about the customers, and personally for me, I like to help people, especially guys from my crew that want to have better career at different career choices, and help them out to be able to get in that path and bring people up just like somebody brought me up.
That is awesome. Yeah, like paying it forward, kind of. That's fantastic. So is there any part of your job that maybe you don't like so much?
Well, I would say getting up early in the morning.
Yeah.
I have to get up at around 3:45 in the morning, because we got to anticipate traffic, or if you have maybe your car got a flat tire or something, you got to prepare so you get here on time. Yeah. But the job itself, I would just say what I don't like is just when we get certain customers that they don't treat us like we're human beings. You know, we have feelings, and we really are hard workers, and we come here, we try to do the best that we can. And I will say to those customers to, you know, especially when they come in to talk to customer service and about a missed pickup, just to treat people with respect and kindness. And
I'm glad you said
you know,
that.
sometimes things happen on the route where the truck might break down and we couldn't get to you right away. So it's just just to show that we are human, and please respect.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that. I think that's very important for people to know. Is there anything else that you want people to know about trash and recycling, like maybe some do's or don'ts?
Well, I will say the don'ts. Please don't overfill the trash, because what happens is they might not get picked up. Sometimes they're too heavy to be able to put on the back of the truck. The total lifter won't pick them up. And it's part of the policy not to have your total overfilled.
And also it turns into litter, right? If it's overfilled, there's more chance that the garbage will fall into the street and then...
Correct, yeah. And you know, recycle is, like on a windy day like today, it could fly everywhere, you know.
Dry waste.
Yeah, it just makes more trash everywhere. We don't want that, a lot of litter.
So if someone were to be looking for a job in this field, what would you tell them?
Well, I would tell them that before you make that decision, just know that, you know, we work in all different types of weather, you know, extreme weather, especially, you know, when it's very cold and rainy. You know, you gotta have that mentality that, hey, you know, I gotta get this done, because this job is not for everybody. It's very dangerous. It's like top 5 in the whole United States. So it's really tough.
Well, you make it look good, Martin, seriously. Are there any benefits that you would like to share with regards to like this job, like how it has benefited you specifically?
Well, specifically for me, I would say the benefits is that we always are working year round. It doesn't matter, like I just said, it doesn't matter the weather. You know, even in the weather, you know, extreme weather, we're emergency personnel, so we're always working, so we always have a steady paycheck. People don't realize, but you can make pretty good money in trash.
Right, okay. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for your time, Martin. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much.
The Fairfax County Solid Waste Management Program simply could not run effectively without people like Martin to oversee and make sure that all of our vehicles are running properly. Thank you, Martin, and all the staff at Newington for what you do. We'll see you next time.
There are certain situations when returning to your home may not be recommended. Here's how you can leverage the hypothermia prevention program. Any adult in need of immediate shelter during the winter can go to any of the existing shelters throughout the county. You have a warm place to stay and a nutritious meal until the immediate danger has passed. You will also have access to clothing, employment assistance, housing support, and more. For additional information, please visit our website.
One of the goals of county planners is to make a more bikeable and walkable Fairfax County. But over the past few years, gaps in sidewalk and trail continuity were identified along Route 50 in the Providence District, leaving communities disconnected and pedestrians and cyclists out of luck. But that was then. This is now. Take a look.
In Fairfax County, connecting our community and providing safe ways to get around is a priority. The Route 50 Bike and Pedestrian Improvements Project helps us deliver that in the Providence District.
It required a large team of people to be able to manage this and to go through from design and construction, as well as with like the Park Authority, Nova Parks, as we tie into their facilities. And it was just proper communication to make sure that everybody understood the goals we were trying to reach and what we wanted to accomplish with these projects. The project connected missing links and gaps along Route 50 from Blake Lane to Prosperity. It included some trails, shared use paths, sidewalks, 2 pedestrian bridges. We added ramps at some of the intersections and by bus stops, adding trails, making sure that they were at the right slopes, handrails in some places, and access to the bus facilities so that they are now ADA compliant. It required a large team to coordinate all of this and keep projects moving and on schedule, and to have these wonderful facilities now open and usable by the community.
So what does this mean for residents? Safety, access, and a more connected, vibrant community.
These trails are incredible. I grew up here and we didn't have these connections. So now, whether it's for families, for young people, for those retiring living here at the Virginian or in the community, it really makes a safe connection, a really comfortable connection, knowing that there's so much car traffic on 50 to get between the homes, the bus stops, the community centers, the shopping center, and especially connecting to the cross-county trail. So it's not just about car traffic, but really making sure that we're intentional and safe about including pedestrians, bicyclists, and all those who are using different kinds of transportation. There's nothing better than being able to walk around our community. I'm a big walker, but to also be able to safely bike, for little kids to be able to practice biking across here, to have places where they can spend more time learning to bike. And as our community members want to age in place or move here and retire here, knowing that they don't have to get in a car, but they really have a space where they can bike, roll, walk easily to get to where they want to go.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of County Magazine. Thanks for joining me. Remember, there are countless ways to get involved in your community and make Fairfax County an even better place to live, work, and play. And one of the most exciting ways is to support George Mason University women's basketball. Go cheer with your neighbors at the hottest game in town. I'm Brian Ashby, and we'll see you next time on County Magazine.